Linda answers the door wearing nothing but my Van Halen t-shirt.
No way.
I don't know what to do. She's getting married and he's gonna ruin her life.
Nah, Glenn doesn't deserve her. All he cares about are possessions. Fancy cars, CD players. Even women are possessions to him.
See, Billy Idol gets it. I don't know why she doesn't get it.
I walk along the city streets you used to walk along with me. And every step I take recalls how much in love we used to be. Oh, how can I forget you when there is always something there to remind me? Always something there to remind me. I was born.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell Happened to Them? Adam Sandler Saga. Of course, with me is Joe Vekeman, and I am your eminent Patrick Skeyhill. Lev Van Rensselaer on the audio boards, helping us out again. And
how's it going, Lev?
And today's episode is brought to you by Bratwurst, just the meat in general. If you haven't heard about it yet, I don't know, go give it a try, I suppose. Maybe you'll like it. All right, Joe, what's the movie we're talking about today?
The Wedding Singer.
Yes, The Wedding Singer.
Oh, jeez, that doesn't sound like you liked it.
The Wedding Singer.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you.
I enjoy this movie.
Let me tell you. Go on. Go, Joe, explain to us the plot of The Wedding Singer.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So Adam Sandler plays Robbie Hart. I remember these names.
That's embarrassing. Go on.
It's not embarrassing. This is a good movie.
Wee bit embarrassing.
Which, a little fact, he did not write this movie. This is a sole Tim Hurley credit.
Which is
weird.
I thought they gave him.
Oh, yeah, wait.
On the DVD, on one of the, I think on the DVD they give. No, they don't. It must be on this one. Yeah, so the next movie they give him credit, but only on the DVD they do not give him writing credits in the credits of the movie. But we'll save that for the next one. Yeah.
So, I actually found out, because I was like, oh, Tim Hurley, he's the only credited writer for. I found out a little fact that Carrie Fisher, Judd Apatow, and Adam Sandler are uncredited writers for this movie.
Carrie Fisher?
Carrie Fisher. Princess Leia.
She writes things?
Apparently. She did a whole, one-woman show.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, it was on, HBO or something.
So she goes from the HBO one-woman show
to
the Wedding Singer?
Uncredited writing of The Wedding Singer.
What's the order? Who writes the first draft of the script then?
Oh, I have no idea. Or does Mr. Hurley just go to these people and be like, hey, let's bounce some ideas around, shall we? Carrie Fisher? I feel like Adam Sandler just always throws his ideas in. They probably do a lot of things on set.
Well, go on. We'll go on.
All right, so Robbie Hart is a wedding singer who is about to get married to his lovely fiancée, and then she ends up dumping him on the altar, and she doesn't even show up, and so he's all bummed out. And we follow his journey to the rediscovery of love with Drew Barrymore, who is a little waitress. She's not a pocket-sized waitress. She's not a little waitress. I didn't mean to demean her.
She can fit in the palm of your hands.
But she's a new waitress. She's like the first day on her job in the opening of the movie, and she can't sell that fish. Right?
She can't sell that fish.
Yeah, because it's like the guy's like, "Oh, is the prime rib? Make them eat the fish." And then Ben Stiller's wife comes in and she's like, "Prime rib free. I need some more fish," or whatever. And then he's like, "Oh, this one's the one I like." By the way, this movie's set in the 80s and it's great.
Yes. I thought that was weird that they would set him. It felt like a lot.
Do you think this needed to be set in the 80s? I think it worked because it was set in the 80s.
Most of the movie, I was trying to figure out, why are you set in the 80s? And then I thought maybe wedding singers weren't big in 98 anymore.
Well, yeah, probably.
And they have, for some reason, wanted to make this movie script about a wedding singer.
Yeah, I like this setting.
But
in the
here's
80s,
the
though.
deal. But then, first of all, in 98, which means the script was probably written in 96, maybe 95, that we're not that far out from the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's a little too soon, I feel, to be nostalgic for it. But mostly they wanted it in the 80s to make jokes about the 80s. And by jokes, I mean
Just inserting references.
I mean, a very family style, like, oh, that's right, Van Halen shirts were a thing back then.
Oh, remember Billy Idol?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
you
that's
used
right.
to listen
People
to
had
him.
weird-looking clothes back in the day.
I have such high affection for this movie. It doesn't bother me.
The log line I would give this movie is a wedding singer. A wedding singer left at the altar has to reconsider his career options now that he looks down on love.
I didn't do a bad job
Right?
though
No, you
this
didn't.
time.
But which is pretty much the first half of that movie, and that's kind of interesting. And those are the few funny moments where you get to let Sandler be Sandler. He's doing his yelling, his crying in the middle of singing, and then it becomes this thing where he wants Drew Barrymore, and the misunderstandings are organic. Like that, I've seen a lot of romantic comedies where problems could be very easily solved.
Well, this is like the height of romantic comedies.
Yeah, but I know, but you have all these parties like giving them the wrong information. Everybody's interpreting things the wrong way because nobody's understanding each other. So it never felt like, oh, this is so forced. Now you're just trying to get another 10 minutes so you can make this movie somewhat sellable to theaters.
You really did like this movie.
But despite that, this is just like a regular movie that they cast Adam Sandler in. It's just an Adam Sandler vehicle. It's not an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh no!
That's why I don't like it because Adam Sandler doesn't get to be Adam Sandler for a vast majority of this movie. I don't give a shit.
He's mopey Sandler.
Yeah, not that much. But that's the thing. Like he gets like that nice 15 to 20 minute window where he's mopey and then he's yelling and he's angry and he's like throwing things at kids, and that's funny. But then there's 70 more minutes of movie where he's in love with Drew Barrymore, or he's just a regular old wedding singer. He's not even that. He's not like I wouldn't call him a good singer in this movie. But you know what? But you know what? It kind of works though. Like his singing's not bad. It's just not good. But I kind of like it anyway.
We're gonna find out that I'm a bad person because I like Adam Sandler singing.
I'm not gonna call you a bad person because you like Adam Sandler singing. And which actor?
That's my second note actually. My first note is don't need to take notes because it's so good. My second note is I love his singing.
Which character was played by Christina Pickles? Because I saw that name.
Oh,
in the credits.
Who's Ross and Monica's mother?
Yeah, what an awesome name that is.
Oh, that's Drew Barrymore's mom.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Who's in the movie for 2 minutes? And one of the two scenes she's in, she's dropping Drew Barrymore off at work,
and she mentions Magnum PI. Another 80s.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you tell me your weird conspiracy theory.
About Friends? Oh, we really need to talk about that.
All right, we'll get there. But let me complain about the scene where she's first of all, I don't know why you're dropping Drew Barrymore off at work. Drew Barrymore is an adult and can handle herself. And then it's clearly just to get, so she can yell at her to get married to this rich guy.
Glenn Gulia? So she become Julia Gulia?
Yeah. Yep, that was a joke that wasn't a joke. So, and they kept trying to go back to it though. Yeah, and it was just a weird scene they said in a car. Felt like that scene maybe was supposed to be set somewhere else where it felt more regular, but then they were like it was boring or they couldn't fit that in. They just got in a car real quick. Why is she?
You have so many issues
I love
with this
that she's
movie.
working. I just don't like it.
Do you know what's coming up soon? This is a treat.
Listen,
this is a real treat.
Listen. There's this movie. There's the wedding singer, there's the Big Daddy, spoilers, that are just like the regular movies, and they put Adam Sandler in it, and you get some funny moments out of him, but you're not utilizing Adam Sandler. So, that's why. So it's just like anyone else gets cast, and you're like, whatever. You know? So it's not funny outside of those 15 minutes, and even then it was only kind of funny. It didn't feel like they were letting him go full Sandler.
Oh,
they need to go full Peacock, man.
Is that a Other Guys reference?
Yeah, it was, yeah. but crazy enough, it felt like, just like Big Daddy, it didn't feel like a movie that Sandler wrote or was even written for him, but it had some Sandler elements in it. Like, Steve Buscemi shows up in this movie, right? For like 5 minutes.
He's uncredited, by the way.
Is he?
Ridiculous. He should be credited.
I'm thinking like he's already been in Fargo. And he's doing this movie, which means he's just doing it for fun now.
Yeah.
Like he's just like,
because he was in Airheads.
I can do, Airheads
and he
fine.
showed up with Billy Madison.
Airheads before he's like, I think once you're with Fargo, then Steve Buscemi, you're like, okay, we could probably take you a little more serious than Steve Buscemi. And then he's a drunk guy at a wedding in an Adam Sandler movie, uncredited, in the opening 5 minutes. And you're like, oh, Steve Buscemi just wants to have a good time with his friend that he made on Airheads. Like, that's what's happening.
He's also got, I wrote, my third note is, the wigdar. Everybody has such great wigs in this movie.
Yeah, no, it's funny because it's the 80s. We all looked ridiculous back then.
Did you notice all the, like, this is nothing from the 80s maybe. I noticed there was so many bright colors. Like, there's like a sea green and like there are red blinds everywhere. I was just like, everything was so bright.
I don't know if I have any specifics in my notes, but I did enjoy the production design in this movie. I thought there were some neat things. Oh, yeah.
Another great villain, Glengulia. That's my next.
You know, Adam Sandler's movie seems to have a lot of grandmothers in them, right? Doesn't it feel like that? And this one, is there some window into Adam Sandler's psyche? Did he grow up with a grandma or just really love his grandma?
What's wrong with that, man?
I just want to know. Like, it keeps coming up in these movies he's in, so I don't know if, like, he's like, no, make it it could be like an aunt. It could be his mother. He specifically wants to be a grandma. And
well, he's been trying to get his mom. I've heard him talk. He's been trying to get his mom in his movies for so long, and she's so like aware, like you were saying about me trying to be in a movie. She's very self-aware that she's just like, Adam, what are you doing over there? Like she'll just call, like she just doesn't know how to be on a set. So he's like, Mom, you gotta relax. Like we're gonna do this take now, and so he's been trying to get. So maybe he's just like, well, Grandma's better than Mom right now.
And this was like a thing that was rampant in the 90s of grandmothers or old people being very crass and, you know, raucous.
Oh, yeah? Give me some examples. I want some examples.
I don't know. It just feels like that was all, like, so I'm already rolling my eyes at this when the grandmother's talking about, like, intercourse and stuff and being a virgin. And how many mentions of it. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh, no,
this is tired ground we're in.
That scene that you're referencing did not exist until the Blu-ray.
Really?
They inserted that, and I'm like, this scene is just going on too long, right? It's too long, and it's just out of nowhere.
Was it a scene that they had cut out, or was it a scene that they
just kind of inserted into the movie?
Like did they already have it? Did they make it for the Blu-ray?
No, I think they already had it.
Okay, so it's just a deleted scene.
Yeah, but they put it into the movie.
No, put this in there, because this makes the movie.
We watched the Totally Awesome edition, right?
Let me look at the cover you gave me. Yeah,
Totally Awesome edition. Yeah,
is that their code for director's cut? Because I would never have guessed that. I just thought this was like, oh, okay, you're doing it on Blu-ray and you want me to buy it. Yeah. Or to buy this very forgettable movie.
Oh, no, that is not a forgettable movie.
Why, Joe? Tell me why you love this movie.
I loved it way more than our next movie.
The Billy Madison, the Happy Gilmore, like you had these childhood recollections, even another childhood story.
This is another one I watched when I was a kid,
These are just movies that you kept watching over and over again?
It was Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, The Wedding Singer.
Okay.
And then Big Daddy later on.
All right. Okay. That's all I need to know.
But I didn't watch The Waterboy because there was so much spitting. We'll get into that. I cannot not wait to get into that. What did you have?
So then another Sandler trope aside from grandmothers, when as soon as he does his opening song with the speeding credits, they go whoosh every time, right? Classic. Yeah, he sings the song, blah blah blah, and then afterwards he's like, yeah, I got this girl I'm gonna marry next weekend. It's gonna be great, and I'm thinking, no, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, wow. I know where this movie's going. This is yet another movie where you're gonna get dumped right in the beginning of the movie. And he does. And you know what, Joe? In Big Daddy? He did it again! And he does it in Happy Gilmore, right?
Yep.
No, he doesn't have any girls in Billy Madison because he's a big man child.
Yeah.
Right. But I know it's not an Adam Sandler film. It was just a movie that he was in, but they do it in Airheads too.
Yeah. Like this, he got the idea. Probably was like, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Oh, here's a great way to set my character down a few pegs in the ordinary world, so we can get him ready to souped up for that second act. All right, Adam Sandler, come on, let's grease the wheels a little bit. Let's try to get a little creative. Yeah, so that was.
I never put that together.
Having never seen this movie,
that's why I like it, because I'm like, this is a good formula. I like this.
You love the formula, and that's why these formulas work, though, Joe. Like we can make fun of them all they want, but they bring in the money. They keep writers in work. You know.
Until
does this movie make money?
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Because I remember adults talking about this a lot when this movie came out.
Let's see. I'll bring it up. Okay, so yeah, it came out Valentine's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Perfect programming. It came out February 13th.
No, it's brilliant.
But it was the same. Kind of the same year as Titanic. And Titanic, for its 9th week, was still number one at the box office, making that week $28 million. On its 9th week, it's still.
I know, Joe. Joe, that movie was huge. That movie was. I remember that movie being not. I saw that movie in theaters. I saw it.
I did not.
It was really boring when you're 8 years old.
Yeah.
But
I watched it on 2 VHS tapes.
But look at that's how they solved it.
Yeah.
The movie's not even that long. It's
You're
not
so
that
old.
long.
We watched it on 2 VHS
Right?
tapes.
Yeah. But looking back, most of that movie's pretty good. Most of that movie still holds up. There's like some weird stuff towards the end where he's like shoots at them to get them back in the boat, and you're like, what's the point of this, James Cameron?
Billy Zane.
Way to try to set up your third act, weird, lazy fun. And then he did Avatar. Go on, Joe.
He did. He went from Titanic to Avatar.
He went from a $1 billion movie to another $1 billion
to a movie that topped his other $1 billion movie as being the
Who cares
highest
if you
grossing
only
film
make
ever.
a movie every 10 years? It's always making buckets and buckets of money.
He's doing it again.
You could start your own government and having a stable economy on your movies.
So it came in number 2 that weekend. It made $18.8 million.
It came number 2 to Titanic.
Yep.
Awesome. In its 9th week.
Yep.
Awesome.
But the opening week... Oh, yeah, I did the opening weekend.
Yeah.
The budget was $18 million, though.
Oh no, but that's fine. This is making his movies cheap still for Adam Sandler. He's not a $20 million movie star yet. So
Yep. So
it's easy to make that money back.
domestically, it did $80 million, but worldwide, $123 million.
That's a lot higher than I would have guessed, though. This movie, I wouldn't have guessed this movie would travel well in the world. You know?
Oh,
comedies usually don't.
Well, back then when we had Sandler on the top of his game.
But not even that. So it's a very verbal comedy. Those are really hard to translate. And then it's a movie that a lot of its humor comes from the fact that it was set in the 80s, in America 80s. The Europe 80s is different from America 80s, Joe. So it just seems weird that it would sell. And I can't imagine what Asia 80s is like, but I'm sure as shit it's not like. I'm sure that nobody knows who Billy Idol is over there.
Oh, so, Billy Idol's huge, man.
Yeah.
He's huge.
So I'm surprised it did that well. So, but then now that I remembered, I saw one of my production design notes here. Like, remember, his sister comes out and tells him, right, that she's not coming. She left you. No, she's not getting married.
Oh yeah.
She tells him no, and we don't see what she's.
We're still in the first 20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah, we don't see her when she's saying it. We just hold Adam Sandler, and we're off to like the side, and then we dolly over. There's some great. So it starts out on this green stuff, and then it just slowly fades to this red. That's a great camera angle that they did there, and Adam Sandler doesn't have to act much, and it's not what I would have expected if I were auditioning that role, and that was the scene I was picking. It's not what I would be looking for, but it kind of works in its goofiness. It kind of that it's not as obvious as you would think, and that maybe even I wouldn't say it feels forced. It just feels like not enough, but I kind of prefer it that way. So that was a good moment he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed a couple of tropes.
Give me some tropes.
Realizing your feelings in front of the mirror happened a couple of times in this movie. Just like, just contemplating him. And then...
you gotta let the audience know.
Yeah, like when Julia was looking at herself with her wedding dress on, and she's like, Mrs. Glenn Gulia. And then she's like, Mrs. Robbie Hart. Yeah. And then Sandler thinks she's all happy about being married to Glenn.
Yeah, no, so that felt organic. That didn't feel like it was another way.
And then he goes back and gets drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Like I buy that. Like he would do that. Like he's got that. They set that character to have that sort of negative idea.
It had
of
a lot of
himself.
good beats.
I
liked it.
So like it never felt like, oh my god, I can't believe this misunderstanding is still happening. It never felt like they were stretching it too much. Everything kind of felt like it was working. There were enough moving parts to have everything bounce off of each other, where it never felt tired in that respect. So at least it held pretty solid that way.
Yeah, and then I said it does the typical romantic comedy thing where one character has to realize that there's always a better person than the one you're actually with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks.
But there were some despite this not being a Sandler movie, there's some Sandler moments in it, like in that one scene we didn't like that was too long when the grandmother.
Oh yeah.
There. Like she's like, I'm gonna give you some meatballs for teaching me to play piano, and just scoop some meatballs into his hands.
Scene. I'm talking about when she's like doing the little weightlifting thing.
Oh, I don't remember that scene. I don't even remember that. I don't remember that scene.
No,
Joe.
that's the added scene.
That's how much I've forgotten.
That's the added scene.
So like I like
6 minutes.
I like the meatball being put in his hand. That's kind of funny. I like it.
Oh yeah.
When he's talking about how
that's good meatball.
Yeah, he's just meat. It's like kind of like this.
Where she would name his
nonsense.
Dog
Meatball. Well, I don't care about that.
Oh,
so and then he's at the table right. He sat at the wedding and he's like making fun of all the tables for like you got here. Here are people who are never going to find love. And he's just like table.
Sideburns lady.
Probably, yeah, Sideburns lady. All of table 8.
The mute's over at table 9.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so those are funny moments too. And then, of course, when he's yelling at kids.
He's singing
always,
Love Stinks.
Love Stinks. He's very angry about that. No, I like it when he yells at the kid and the kid's... I don't know what the kid said. The kid said, like, everybody's saying this. And Adam Sandler's like, you're 8 years old. Who do you know? Oh,
it's the time to make the donuts guy. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah. I always love when Adam Sandler's yelling at kids. And John Lovitz... I don't like John Lovitz when he's singing and it's not funny.
Oh,
when John Lovitz like sneaks behind the curtain.
Yeah, and he's like, he's losing his mind. Yeah. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's dollying behind the curtain. Like, that's how smooth that move is. That was a funny moment. And I thought he was going to come back. It seemed like he was going to be the bad guy here and do some, I don't know, Darth Vader, Sith wedding singer. Some Sith-like wedding singer type stuff to keep that guy down.
Yeah.
So he could stay the main guy wedding singer. And no, he's just gone now. It was just this weird, random throwaway gag. But that feels Sandler-esque to just put that in there and then never care about it again.
Yeah. Well, they threw Steve Buscemi back in at the end, so maybe John Lovitz was.
Oh, yeah,
he does the wedding. He's actually singing there, apparently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, oh,
that didn't know that.
Steve Buscemi.
And that Rubik's Cube, there's like a scene with the sister.
Oh, she's like,
with the Rubik's
no
Cube.
one will ever get this.
And I'm like, that's going to come again. Like, somebody's going to solve it, and that's going to be like a big thing.
Oh, no.
No, just an 80s joke. Remember Rubik's Cube's guys?
References, man.
The end of the joke.
Just references.
Nonsense.
I don't know. I feel like we should blame Tim Hurley for these things. I think Sandler's
and here's the one thing where I think the script gets lazy.
Really taking on Tim Hurley on this.
Here's the one thing I do find lazy is when Adam Sandler's at the bar, he's on the double date. And then the girls leave.
Oh, and
the guy's just like, yeah, I have a shit ton of infidelities. I do it all the time. It's so awesome.
Why is he saying
you
this
don't
right
know
now?
This guy that well
Yeah, they don't know each other
and
at all.
And he's dating your fiance's sister. That's probably going to come up at some point.
The only other time that they have been like on screen together is when he came to their like engagement party. Like, yeah, and then he was like, oh, you get drunk and drive home. That's like really
DB2.
smart. Yeah,
I know. So I'm just like, dude, what the? Come on, Ryder, you were doing okay here. It was fine. It was fine. You could just have Sandler clearly notice it, but I guess they wanted to make him know for sure, or to turn this guy into a really big DB. Because until that scene, that guy, the Guglia guy, he's not even really that bad of a guy. He's just a guy who didn't want to get married.
He just wants to go to Vegas.
So we hear that he doesn't want to. We hear from Drew Barrymore that he doesn't want to get married, and then the first thing we see him, he says, "Hey, let's get married." And she's so happy, and that's it. And you're like, okay, I guess this guy's not that bad. He just finally got off his ass a lot. But and then we don't know he's bad until this. So like, I don't know. Maybe there's a way to like, oh shit, we haven't made him bad enough. Let's put him bad right here.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to figure out. I
don't like him. He was already a jerk to me. So do you think that Drew and Adam have good chemistry? I think they do.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, they went on to do 2 more movies. So.
I know they did.
Because I have christened this their first part of their Before trilogy.
Yes.
Because it really goes with the time frame of Linklater's trilogy. Because 98, 2004 for 50 First Dates, and then 2014 for Blended.
Yeah.
It's so crazy how that worked out. I think
I'm indifferent to the chemistry. I don't know. I only believe it because the movie's telling me to, because when they kiss the first time, the screen goes kind of goldish in color.
When they kissed the first time, when they were like a peer pressure kiss, and they're like,
okay,
why don't you try
that was another forced scene too.
Yeah, because they could have just kissed the girl that he was going to go on a date with.
Exactly. And you almost, like, I had thought that the sister knew that Drew Barrymore was into Adam Sandler, and this was like her excuse to get them to make out. And then she ends up asking her, she's like, oh, it was pretty sexy when you were kissing that dude. I want to be the one to kiss him now.
What is happening? I was like...
Yeah, so that's another very forced moment in the screenplay.
I wasn't a really big fan of that part.
No.
But, not porno tongue, church tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get many quotes from this, so we're going to have a hard time.
No, it's not that
telling
many
this episode.
There's not that fun jokes in this movie. That's why.
The other one I did was
it's not a funny movie.
Grade A Top Choice Meat, which is insane. That's what Glenn calls all of the women that he wants to.
Oh yeah, there's like one scene where he runs into them, right, and they like beat him up or something.
Oh yeah, after the bar scene.
Yeah. That felt weird too. He's just trolling around the city with these girls. I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, why? What is Julia like doing right now? While he's like, maybe she's still hostessing or doing stuff like waitressing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was weird.
And then he chases them onto the plane. He's gonna chase after them.
And Billy Idol.
Billy on the plane, and then he finds out that they're on the same plane.
But he sings that really adorable song.
Yeah, whatever.
It was really.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh.
So.
It was a good song.
It sounds so heartless now. I don't give a shit about his emotional song. No. So then he finds out they're on the same plane. And normally I'd be like, oh, come on. We're going to make it that easy. But I was like, oh, great. This movie's almost over. All right. All right, good. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, his movies are 90 minutes.
And then Billy, but I don't know. I just know what it feels like. And it felt like, I think we've gone on quite a lot. And I'm still waiting for John Lovitz to show up. I'm waiting for John Lovitz to do something else.
Get ready to be disappointed.
Yeah, and then that's like the last note I have. I'm like, where did John Lovitz go? Why was he done?
Oh, man.
He was over, and then he does bar mitzvahs, and the wedding singer and the wedding waitress get married, and you're like, this has got to be better long-term career prospects than this for the happy couple, right? Right?
Yeah. Alan Covert's biggest role to date, his buddy, who was like the real kind of creepy guy.
That, yeah.
He's always hitting on
who ends up with Drew
Barrymore.
Barrymore's sister.
Yeah.
Who's she? Has she been in anything else?
That's Ben Stiller's wife.
Oh, that's Ben Stiller's wife?
Yeah, I can't remember her name right now.
But has she been in anything besides Ben Stiller's wife?
All of Ben Stiller's movies. She was in Zoolander. She was in...
Was she the main girl in Zoolander?
Yeah, she's the blonde girl.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like an asshole right now. I need to look up her name. I need to give her credit.
No, we already know you're sexist now, Joe. Sorry.
I feel so awful right now. No. And then she's in Dodgeball. She plays the female lead in that.
Just generic female lead, please. We need a love interest for our main character. Can we have a female lead? Oh, thanks, blonde girl. You will work. Blonde number 201.
Wait, Christine Taylor, thank you. I'm a good person. Ben Stiller and her weren't married yet.
Oh.
They got married.
Were they dating?
Probably. I would expect that.
This was one of those crazy,
also,
wacky
she is a beautiful woman who has not aged at all. She looks exactly... Oh, okay.
You put the phone away. You feel fancy with your fancy smart computer or Google phone, don't you? Huh?
No.
Yeah. You look at me, you're like, oh, your phone's you're dirt.
She's in Arrested Development, actually.
She is?
She plays Ben Stiller's wife in that. No, well, they like hook up, because she plays what's her name? The Jason Bateman's love interest.
She does look pretty much the same.
Yeah. This is like 20 years later almost.
I know. What is this for?
I don't know. She's doing something.
I don't even know.
Anyways.
There she is with Ben Stiller.
Yeah, do you think we should wrap this one up?
Well, remember, the point is we're examining the career trajectory of Adam Sandler. So to me, Joe, in this movie, like I said, this is sort of like the alternating, people are starting to see his other movies are making money, and audiences like him, so they're writing movies and starting to see him as a star. It's like the beginning of his star phase, and so I just put Adam Sandler. He's a funny guy. Hey, Mike Myers is a funny guy. Let's put him in Father of the Bride. So that's what it feels like.
Mike Myers?
Yeah.
Wait, he's in Father of the Bride?
No, the other guy.
Steve Martin?
Steve Martin.
Did you just confuse Mike Myers, Austin Powers, and Steve Martin, like comedic genius?
I essentially pulled from like a well of SNL actors that have been in movies, and I got some
Steve
wires
Martin,
crossed.
I got
SNL some wires crossed, Joe.
I wrote down Adam Sandler has range.
So
from this movie, do you disagree with that?
I can see like I said in that scene where he gets told that I can see the very beginnings of it. I can see I could see what maybe P.T. Anderson sees in Adam Sandler if he sees his movie, and not, which is what I believe happened, that he met Adam Sandler, had a long conversation with him, and said, "Oh, this might work. Don't do that." So to me, this is like he essentially has two things going. He does the movies he likes to do, which is fun, and he works on a lot, and he writes a lot of them himself, and then he does these star vehicle movies that he's just being put in because they'll know he'll draw an audience. And this is still the beginning.
You don't think he liked this movie?
And no, I don't think it's really a him movie.
I think he had a great time on this movie.
I don't think so. No, this is a movie I could see him doing now. This would be a movie that he would do now. He'd be mostly the straight man, other than 20 minutes of fun. And other than that, he's just like a guy. He's just like a dude. And that's it. Like, there's nothing particularly Sandler-esque, but you could put somebody else in there and you get the same thing mostly.
Because I don't like his later movies when he kind of, I guess what you're saying is doing this right now.
Yeah, that's what this feels like. This feels like that's what I hate. I hate these Sandler vehicles. That's what I don't like.
Oh, man.
Right?
I feel so conflicted right now.
I know, Joe.
I don't like my body.
That's my view on where his career is going right now. He's got two trajectories. He's got the stardom path, and he's got the comic auteur path, I guess we'll call it. And I know. Ultimately, could I be any more pretentious? And ultimately, he picks, of course, the star vehicle one, which, I mean, it's fine. He made a lot of money, and he gets to hang out with his friends all day. He gets essentially what he wants out of it.
This movie gives him his production company soon.
Yeah, that's true. So, he just keeps hit after hit. He doesn't have a bomb.
Coming up soon.
I know soon, but he doesn't have one yet. That's what all you care about.
His first big one's coming up soon.
So, all right. So that's my thoughts on it, Joe. What do you got on this trajectory here?
I love this movie.
You love this movie so much.
I want to hear Adam Sandler sing more songs to me.
So weird, Joe. So
I love when he sings Whitney Houston songs.
Why are these movies you're watching when you're like an 8-year-old kid? Why are these movies that are part of your repertoire?
Because I have bad parenting.
I just want to know, because my movie was Fantasia, and I liked it mostly because they were dinosaurs.
That just reminds me of the Steve Buscemi line.
Yeah, I know,
Big
right?
Daddy.
We'll talk about that later. But the cartoon, that was the movie I watched. And then, they essentially, once they taught me to 4-year-old Patrick to rewind the VCR, I watched
Jungle Book.
I was unstoppable.
Yeah,
that was my day. That became the babysitter. Just it's over. Put it back in. Let's watch it again. I like the music. I like the cartoon. So I just want to know why you watching this movie. Why does 8-year-old Joe find Adam Sandler so funny?
Because he's goofy. He's a goofball. I don't know.
Right, let's think about this and we'll examine it as we go further.
It's definitely a nostalgia thing right now. Why I'm feeling these. I know they're not good movies for
I know, and that's fun.
Critically.
I mean, like I say, I like Billy Madison for it. I think Billy Madison accomplishes what it wants to accomplish.
Do you think it?
I think Happy Gilmore.
Are you looking at it more objectively, or
so I don't have this. I don't really grow up with Adam Sandler. Not really. And
this is our dynamic, by the way.
And I watch Billy Madison, and I watch Happy Gilmore around the time they come out, or around the time you can rent them.
And those little brown boxes in the VHS.
No, right? But I don't remember ever being like, oh, that particular actor I like. I want to see more of that actor. I don't even, quite frankly, I don't even know if I remembered that it was the same actor. I might have really still been invested in the movies and
this is my problem.
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore cannot be the same person. It's weird that they look alike, but they are definitely different people because they are different worlds.
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, they look exactly alike. You can get confused because he has a weird wig.
8-year-old Pat, that was the world of 8-year-old Pat's movies. Like the movies were real life and you were just watching them.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Okay, we don't need to do that. So Adam Sandler was never a big deal to me. I remember kids quoting this movie, not this movie, but the first two movies.
Because there's no quotes in this movie.
I remember them quoting the first two movies.
One problem with
I remember them quoting Waterboy a lot and never knowing what any of these things were from.
Yeah, what?
Until I watched all these movies with you, and all of a sudden, childhood memories start coming back, and I'm like,
it's like flushing.
I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Oh, this is what they all meant. They all talk about. So kids, so not just you. A lot of kids liked Adam Sandler. I was never a part of it, so it's really weird. So I'm just trying to understand it. That's okay. I just want to know.
I'm sorry, I can't explain it better.
We're going to examine it.
We're really going to get
and it's going to tie into my grown-up story that I have.
The Grown-Ups movie.
I keep pumping the story about the Grown-Ups movie story. It's not going to be that interesting when you hear it. But I am excited to tell it.
I am really excited to hear this.
All right, Joe. We're wrapping it up, Mr. Rensselaer. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah. Adam Sandler really nails it in this role. Yeah. I really do just want to hear. I want him to put out a vinyl record of just his old singing hits.
His song hits.
Yeah, which are just him covering 80s songs and Whitney Houston's. Yeah.
Well, it's like I don't mind. I don't mind his singing here. Like I'm not gonna call it good.
I want to be strumming on the guitar singing.
But it kind of works. Like him singing spinning right around, baby. That kind of like. Yeah, like if I were at a wedding, that'd be kind of an...
When he does the bar mitzvah thing, because he's like gives up on weddings.
Yeah.
Yoy bar mitzvah! Yeah. That's great. That is classic.
He can do it because he's Jewish.
We didn't talk about this really quick. The little big guy from Matilda who eats all the cake. He's the
What are you talking about?
You've never seen Matilda?
I saw Matilda when it came out in 1996.
Well, it was my sister's favorite movie when we were growing up, so I know this movie front to back.
Yeah.
There's the bar mitzvah child. He's the same guy who gets made fun of for eating all the cake by the Trunchbull. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad we pointed that out for the audience in case they were confused.
They probably love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
My final thoughts? I don't know.
Yeah, let's hear final thoughts.
Yeah, don't. The references are not a joke in and of themselves. Okay, you have to do something more. Movies.
Ease up.
All right, and this is like right before Family Guy too, so it's not even really a thing yet. So why are you thinking you're gonna get away? And it's 1998. You're writing this movie 5 or 6 years after the 80s are over. It's too soon to be funny. It's not funny yet. I'm just so mad about it.
Oh, there's a lot of 80s needle drops.
Lazy.
Like just throw in little songs.
Lazy.
Oh, you know this song? All right, yeah, okay.
Yes, all right.
Enough.
Thank you, Mr. Van Rensselaer. We're wrapping up now. Today's episode is brought to you by Bratwurst. As we know, I'm Patrick Skeyhill. You can find some of my shorts and our feature film, Real Love, on QuixoticUnited.com. And this is Joe Vekeman. He's the inventor of Pepsi, so give that a swig if you like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Not as good as Coca-Cola, and he's giving me the look. He knows he hates it when I bring that up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Say goodbye, Joe.
Goodbye, Joe.
Jesus Christ.
You left me here all alone, tears running constantly. Oh, somebody kill me, please. Somebody kill me, please. I'm on my knees. Pretty, pretty, please. Kill me. I want to die. Put a bullet in my head.
Losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits.
Frasier. They're in a hot tub. Frasier's in a hot tub.
Because he wants to do the commercial for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
I remember that episode.
I liked it.
What's Nana's story in that one?
I don't.
You don't even
blasé.
know.
I'm watching it.
Listen, Taxi holds up, Joe.
Yeah, no, you're telling
Joe,
me.
I kid you not.
Is this the
I think I'm
rewatching it, or is it first time?
I mean, I haven't watched the whole thing fully. They have it on, like Fox at like 2:00 in the afternoon on weekdays in 1999.
Oh, that's when you first watched it.
That's where I'm watching most of my Taxi. So it's random crap, and I don't remember most of it. I remember there was one really weird episode where they all they have like a weird variety show type thing, like in a daydream or something, and then the whole thing ends with them singing and sparklers, and I remember it's a weird thing. So. Yeah, I'm not trying to think. I think I watched 8 or 7 episodes last night. I just fucking plowing through it. I'm like, I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop, Taxi. I want to watch you all the time.
That's what I'm doing with Frasier right now. I'm like, I don't want to go to work.
I fucking love Frasier. And that's a show I've probably watched through fully 3 times.
That's a long show.
And then random crap here and there on the Lifetime channel. And even the last few seasons when they aired it on NBC, I watched it. I was there. I lived it, Joe.
Yeah, when we were competent to watch
awesome.
appointment television.
Yeah, I loved appointment television.
When NBC was must see Thursdays.
Yes. I mean, Frasier wasn't on that must see TV.
Oh, but they weren't?
I think it has a season, maybe a season and a half, and then it goes to Tuesdays.
Oh, okay.
But for the finale, Joe,
they
put it back on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then the following week is the Friends finale. Far more subpar than the Frasier finale.
Oh, yeah.
I will say.
I also want to try to sell you on season 2 of this show.
Of what show?
Our show, our podcast.
Okay.
I want to give you the actor.
What's the actor? I thought we did. Didn't we pick one already?
We had 3 that were tossing up,
okay.
but I know which one I really want to do.
What do you want to do?
John Travolta.
Oh yeah, you saw that one, yeah. We'll think
because let me just tell you the trilogy.
Yeah.
Do you know what trilogy I'm talking about? He made a trilogy.
He made a trilogy?
He made a trilogy with one
trilogy?
Cheers member. That's a member from Cheers.
Is it Ted Danson?
No.
Is it a male or a female?
Female. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it Rhea Perlman?
No. It's one that not a lot of people like.
Is it Shelley Long?
No.
No, the other one.
The other one.
The backup one?
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley? What the fuck movie is making Kirstie Alley?
Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking To, and Look Who's Talking Now.
You know what?
You've never seen those?
You know what's crazy is I remember Look Who's Talking Now. I have not heard of the first 2. I thought that was one and only movie.
Look Who's Talking is that there's one baby voiced by Bruce Willis.
Jesus.
Hold on. Look Who's Talking To.
Yeah.
She has a second. They have a baby together.
Yeah.
Voiced by Bruce Willis is still one baby.
Yeah.
The other baby, Roseanne Barr.
Oh my God.
The third one?
Yeah.
The third one is 2 dogs. the kids are grown up now.
Yeah.
The two dogs are played by
Yeah.
the poodle, Diane Keaton, and like the mutt terrier,
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
So, Danny DeVito, who's in Taxi.
Yes.
So is Kirstie Alley and John Travolta still in it, and they're just
Yeah, no,
older
they're
now?
the main stars of the whole movie. The whole trilogy.
Do they look older? Because their kids are grown up?
The kids in the first one, it's like just a baby.
Yeah.
The second one, the kid's like 3, and then there's another like baby. And then the third one, they're like 4 and 6.
Oh, you said grown up, I thought they had like left the house.
Oh, no.
Now they're of appropriate ages to be talking.
Yeah.
Do they still sound like they're celebrity?
No.
No. Little 4-year-old with a Roseanne Barr voice?
I wish. The third one is
Yeah.
just so cuckoo bananas bonkers. It's just so great.
Like,
because there's a scene where John Travolta and Kirstie Alley they're like separated for a long time, and they're both having these weird sex dreams about cheating on each other.
okay.
With their like bosses or people that they're like on the vacation, like they had to be like there's like not vacation, but like business trips they both have to be on, and they're both thinking about cheating on each other because like we're with these people so much, and then they break the fourth wall and come out of their dreams, and they're like, why are we doing this? I miss you, honey. And then they're just like they break into each other's dreams, and like they're like, oh no. Did I sell you on John Travolta of this trilogy?
Hold on. When did they make these movies?
That one's from like 94.
Okay.
That
the third one.
Which is probably the same year.
Yeah.
It's Pulp Fiction.
When did they make when was the first one?
89.
Okay.
And then 92.
So
they're pretty close.
So Shelley Long leaves Cheers to start a movie career. She does like 4 movies. Kirstie Alley's still on Cheers
and gets tons of movies.
Gets at least 2 movies.
Yep.
While making all that sweet Cheers bucks.
Yep.
Stupid shit. But it was probably the best thing for that show when Shelley Long leaves.
Oh, really? I thought she was the one everyone loves.
No, she was great, and she's a great premise for the show, and those 5 years are really great. But then, there'd be nothing left to do. You'd be running. Her leaving bought that show the next 7 years. That's what. If she never leaves, that show has nowhere to go, and then you're just stuck. And that show at least gets you out of that rut, gets you out of that trap. And a lot of those middle years are really good. The years.
Kind of like New Girl needs to get rid of Zooey Deschanel now, so we can just focus on the cool 3 roommates that are way more interesting.
Yeah, I haven't watched much of that show.
Don't. It's just so passive watching right now.
I know. You liked it a lot when it came out.
I liked the first season.
I remember that.
It was a good first season.
I know. I remember.
And then it just really fell apart because they put them together so quickly.
So I didn't go for the New Girl. I went for the Mindy Project.
Which was way better. Well, you had the first season of New Girl, and then the next season you got season 2 of New Girl, and then Mindy Project.
That was Fox trying to be all like, hey, we're going to do the women.
And then they canceled Mindy Project.
Yeah.
Now Hulu's got 26 episodes, though, which is way more than they've ever given New Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is nothing. All right, Joe. Well, I've been recording this whole time.
Oh, cool. So we did what we were talking about.
That's what you told me to do.
Yeah. All right.
You nudge, winked me. So I think we're going to go into it now.
Yeah.